What's going on, gents? Notice that I've grown out the facial hair a little bit. I recently got out of the Marine Corps, and well, I was right in the middle of a project, and my movie started buffering. So I figured I'd share with you what I'm doing. So if you look here, you can see I have a hopper car from I believe it's an Intermountain value line, and this came in a 6-pack. And it didn't come with any type of load, so I figured do a kind of a tutorial for you guys on how exactly to, or a way per se, how to do your co-loads or rock loads, whatever you got. So right here, well, let's start here. Right here I got real coal right here. And then I also have some big ballast. So you can use whatever you want. And this is how I decided to do my loads. If you notice in here already that there's a piece of cardboard. Excuse me. These, it's very thin. It actually came from a Rainier 24 pack. You know how they double stack their 24 packs. I don't know if any of you are from Washington, but if you ever had a 24 pack, you know what I'm talking about. So I cut the shape to fit inside and sit right on top. You know, maybe what 1/16 of an inch below the top of the gondola, or this isn't a gondola, but a hopper car. And I started applying, first I put a layer of Elmer's glue that was watered down very well, and then I started applying coal to it. Well, I decided, well, why don't I do it for you guys just to see how I do it. And there's many different ways to do this. If you ever looked on YouTube or anything like that. And this will actually be my first, as you guys noticed, train video, because I recently got back into the hobby and I've acquired some high-end HO scale locomotives, and I've been meaning to upgrade my railroad stock cars. So what I'm going to do here is I'm first going to lay down with a tablespoon. I dilute my glue, as you can see, probably about 50-50, and I've already used a lot of it, so as you can see, it's pretty liquidy. So what I do is I just lay it down and I kind of spread it out, get it on the on the cardboard, trying to spread it out as much as possible without trying to have overbleed or anything like that, you know. And this will be the base for my coal. And you can do this however you want. You can experiment with it, and this is one thing I've learned that works pretty well. It'd be easier to do this if I had both my hands, but you know, I'm doing the video for you guys, so, but you know, it's okay. So I just spread it about a little bit with a spoon here. I use a teaspoon. This is just a normal teaspoon. You can use a turkey baster, or even your hands. You know, just pick it up and slosh it about in there. See how I'm doing it. Then I come behind with my like coal load. You see here, and and the thing about this is that the coal load will actually absorb this really quickly. Oh shit. Excuse me. And I come behind with some more Elmer's glue, and I keep adding Elmer's glue to it in the hopes that the coal itself will start absorbing the glue and start bonding. And I kind of even it out a little bit just by as you can see, the coal load is starting to even out a little bit. You got a little bit here, you got a little bit of bare spots right here. You add some coal. And then one thing I like to do, because I like to have like little mounds on my coal loads. If you see here, it's uneven. It's, you know, and no coal load is ever going to be the same. So what I like to do, I like to take my finger or a pencil, and I like to take it and start going down the middle with a groove. And what this is going to do is actually is going to create a glue for, or a place for the glue to go. Because if you didn't do this, the glue is, believe it or not, is actually going to run off the side of the cars here. So I'm sorry I couldn't get that in the shot right there, but right about there, right in the middle. And then I'm going to take my glue paste, my glue water mix, which is about 50-50. I'm going to pour it directly in the center. And you want to be careful because, you know, this is part of the most, how you say, crucial part of adding coal loads to your locomotives, or even your tenders, if you want to say. Now I'm just going to let this even out a little bit and sit there until it dries. And then once it dries, I don't know how dry any of these are because I've done them within the last hour, but I'm actually going to see how dry that is and how very little coal actually came off. You want that. And you see how it looks like a real coal load. That's what you want. And the thing is, you want to do it over a piece of paper. So any coal that's left over, see like how much coal I have left over right now, you can reuse. Excuse me. So as of right now, I'm going to let that dry, and then this is going to be a first because I've actually never done the rock. I haven't done the ballast yet, and this is I believe Scenic Express. Woodland Scenics, okay? Woodland Scenics. And so I'm going to do one hopper car with a ballast load in it. And, you know, the thing about model railroading is, you know, you can do whatever you want. So what I'm going to do is real quick, I'm going to open the bag. Take out my my miniature K-bar and just cut a little slot. Try not to cut myself in the process. Good enough for government work. Awesome. And actually, this is going to be the first too, because I actually haven't done this with, you know, this is actually crushed rock, and that's crushed coal. So obviously these two are going to act differently. I'm actually interested in seeing how this actually reacts with the glue water mix. Because if you're not careful, the coal and the glue together will actually, like, the glue will separate from the coal, and it will actually sit on top and then bead off and then run off the side of your freight car. So you have to be careful on how you do your coal. But I want to see how this actually does with, you know, actual ballast. So I'm going to pull out my ballast. Oops, a little bit too a little bit too much there. And I'll let you guys take a look at it real quick so you can actually see what's going on. As you can see, I poured out some in some areas where I shouldn't have, and you know it's kind of uneven. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it by and just kind of spread it out. And just like before, because I'm actually kind of skeptical of how this is going to work, I'm going to put, you know, take the pencil here. I'm going to draw a line, an imaginary line right down the middle. Just to see how this does. Get a little bit more off that right there. Alright, so let's take our water glue mix, go right down the center. As you can see, it kind of beads up a little bit, but you know, that's okay. It's going to level itself out, I believe. It's actually a lot easier to work with than the coal, to be honest, because the coal, you know, is a lot less dense. The coal is less dense, sorry, than the rocks, and these are just ground up pebbles and rocks and other things. So I'm actually going to add more glue to it until it all becomes saturated. Probably going to go on the sides here. There we go. Get it all nice and, you know, ready to receive the second pile. I'm running low on glue here, glue water mix. I don't plan on making any more, so this will probably be the last card, because I'm actually thinking that I want to leave one car actually undone. And if you see the coal, it's kind of, you know, mixing, you know, the coal mix is kind of in there, and it's kind of mixing in with the coal or the rock load, but that's okay. It adds a little bit of a pop, I think, to the load. If you know what I mean. You know, it looks like there's a little bit of impurities or something, you know, in there. And this now it looks pretty saturated, if I do say so myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back with my ballast very easily. If I can get it to, you know, more likely here. I'm probably going to have to set my phone down for this. I'll put it in the best position I can for you guys to see, but I'm going to actually, like, pull it up a little bit. There we go. That's what I want. And very slowly pour it out into a nice point. Whoops, a little bit too much right there. So there we go. As you can see, I got it nice, and it looks like a nice rock pile load. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come by with the rest of my water glue here. Oops, see what I did there? Is I'm going to try and dribble this on, and you can see what I mean by it likes to bead up and just run right off the load here. You want to be careful, but that's no big deal. You can clean that up with a little bit of water, warm water, because this is Elmer's glue and water-based mix. You want to be careful. Let the rock kind of absorb the mix here. Once it starts to absorb the mix, it actually becomes a lot easier for the glue to go into the load rather than run off and bead. So I'm just going to continue doing this. Like I said, once it starts absorbing the glue, it's a lot easier. It takes a second. It takes some finesse and some special, a little bit of patience, but once you get it going on, it goes on pretty well. And then once you feel that you have enough going on here, you let it dry up a little bit. Maybe shake it off a little bit, even it out while it's drying, so you can actually get a good even load off of it. You can mess around with it, play around with it, try and make it sit around right. Well, so far I don't have enough here to. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pour the rest of this out. And you can see the rock is absorbing it pretty well. I'm gonna get some back down here. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of shake it up a little bit, take my pencil. Because this is rock, of course, it likes to clump up when it meets water. And so I'm going to kind of like shape it with my pencil here. And it's okay because you can wash your pencil off because it's just rock and Elmer's glue. Excuse me. Sorry guys, I'm still getting over my little cold I've had, or bronchitis, and there you go. You got a little bit down there. You just kind of let it do its thing. And there you go, full rock load. Let it dry up a little bit. Then put another layer of rock just to kind of hide the glue a little bit, and you'll be good to go. Maybe play with it a little bit more. And there you go. And if you notice how if you see one side that seems kind of like dim, like right in here, you can take what your overspill that fell onto your paper and kind of fill it in a little bit. And you're going to have a mess to clean up, trust me. Alright, there you go. So anyway, guys, that concludes my little tutorial here. I know it's not the best. It's on the fly, so if you guys want to know anything else, there's other videos out there that you can watch that are a lot better than mine, trust me. But, this is, for what it is, it's pretty good, as you can see. The outlook isn't too bad. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Comment, rate, subscribe if you haven't already. And as you can see, like one quick note, as you can see, I left a little bit of glue and whatnot here. Just take a rag, clean it up, good as new. Anyway, guys, that's it for now. I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, out.